What's going on, folks? I'm Insidious as always, and we're back at it again doing another Galactic Legend guide. And today we are going to be doing none other than Ahsoka Tano herself. I'm going to try to keep this nice, short, sweet, and simple. When it comes to Ahsoka Tano, she's more of a defensive GL than offensive compared to SLKR or JMK. Yeah, you want to be putting her on defense. Offensively, she can take out some stuff, but she's much better in defense. Especially, she's a tank. So yeah, let's go over the speed sets, the mods, and then we're gonna do the Zeta order, relic recommendations, and then team comps. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so we're gonna talk about mods first. I did a speed tenacity set. I've seen other people do speed defense or speed health or health tenacity. It's different. I went speed tenacity, especially that she's a tank. I like her resisting, like trying to resisting a lot of debuffs and having that tenacity on there. And it also made her pretty freaking fast. You don't have to have her fast as I have her. This is considerably fast, really fast. 571 speed for Ahsoka Tano. Yeah, I'd say the recommended speed threshold is 540 to 550. You don't need to have her extremely fast like I do, but because the way I mod and modding is not for everybody. Modding is it's very different for everybody. You may not be getting crazy speeds like this on somebody like Ahsoka because she's fast, but she's not that fast compared to like Kylo or Lord Vader or Pirate King Hondo. But yeah, she's not fast like that. But with modding, it's different. You want to make her as tanky as possible. I've seen people utilize more health than protection, or more protection over health. I did more health than protection. Because she's a tank, she's gonna utilize her mastery for health and protection, so it goes both ways. I chose health over protection. I've seen people do protection over health. Just make her as tanky as possible. I'd say relic recommendations. If you're struggling on relic resources and relic materials, I'd say get her to at least relic 8, because of relic delta 2. Recommended though, get her to relic 9 because she's a tank and she'll benefit a lot more from her stats. If you get her to relic 10, that's amazing. If not, if you don't need to get her to relic 10, but I'd say the bare minimum is relic 8. Recommended is relic 9 because she will benefit a lot more. Not only she will do this, but JML will do this, Leia will do this because they're tanks. Tanks do benefit a lot with higher relics, especially with relic delta that's implemented into the system and Swoggo. So yeah, relic 8 bare minimum, relic 9 recommended. If you get it to relic 10, more power to you. So we've discussed the mods. Real quick over a recap. You want to have a good decent speed, but you want to be utilizing health. If not health, protection. You can do both. I have health primaries here. All health primaries. Speed tenacity set. I have the speed here, and then look at this is what I'm talking about. Like just health, protection, a lot of those stats. Percent base protection and health here. This is a really good mod for Ahsoka. If you don't want to utilize tenacity, you can do speed defense as well. A speed defense set is really good too for Ahsoka. because she's a tank. So somebody like Balin or somebody like Ahsoka or somebody like Chrysanthemum, you know, that would really benefit a lot from defense too. Defense is definitely a good way. Like this is a good mod. Health primary, and then percent secondary on that defense. This is something that you want to be focusing on Ahsoka. Like I said, the modding is completely different. You could go speed defense, speed tenacity, speed health. It doesn't matter. You just want to make her as tanky as possible when it comes to health or protection, and making sure you have a lot of defense secondaries. When either base defense or percent defense. Yeah, so we talked about the mods. We've talked about the relics and the recommendations and stuff like that. Let's talk about the Zeta order. The Zeta order, you automatically want to have the leadership. This should automatically be number one. The leadership should always be number one because she grants the extra mastery and other bonus stats. And what really makes a Galactic Legend work is their leadership that does all these extra other things that boosts up the entire team. So, Commander of the Wayward, get this first. Then I would say this Daughter of Mortis, this is second. There's a lot of other things that are happening in this Zeta with extra stat bonuses, and she can deal true damage when she counterattacks and stuff like that. She taunts at the start of each encounter, more offense here and stuff like that. Giving more boost to Spectre allies here, so this is definitely number 2. Number 3, you can do either Defiant Resolve or Shatter Strike. More so Defiant Resolve would be number 3 because again she dispels. She has a cleanse here on herself. She'll be able to taunt again for 2 turns. She gains resilient defense, more mastery stacking, defense stacking, target other ally against turn meter and stuff like that. So yeah, this would definitely be number 3, Defiant Resolve. If you have her to relic, if it's your first time getting Ahsoka Tano and you got her to relic, then you can slap on the GL Zeta, immune to stun, the extra percent health and max protection. Damage decreases is reduced by damage received is reduced by 30%. So if you have her already relic, then you can get the GL Zeta. If you don't, you can skip that, get the Shatter Strike, and save the basic for last. So those are my Zeta orders: the leadership, Daughter of Mortis, then Defiant Resolve, Galactic Legend, Shatter Strike, and this here, the basic, is for last. Her basic is good. She dispels. She has a buff dispel on her basic. You could arguably say that the basic for the basic Zetas for GLs are mostly saved for last, but because Ahsoka has a buff dispel on her basic, you could slap it on a little bit earlier if you want to. Yeah, and then the ultimate is something completely different. Obviously, it's her ult. It's out of place. It's not a Zeta or anything. But yeah, so... And last but not least, I want to talk about team comps. When we're talking about Ahsoka team comps, it's just all Spectres, man. It's just one faction, really. You want to just have Spectres. There's not a whole lot of Spectres in the game. If you don't have Ezra Exile, you can throw in Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum. or Chopper, but Chopper's kind of butt cheeks. He's not really. He doesn't really belong in this team. He belongs in a Phoenix team with Captain Rex or something like that. You can throw in Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum. She does have high damage output, but the problem is if you have Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum on this team, this makes it much easier for Balin to kill this team. Due to Balin's kit, if there's a non-GL Ahsoka Tano on the enemy squad, he'll be able to do a lot more and do more things, and it makes it much easier for Balin to kill this kind of Ahsoka team. So just be cautious of that, especially in Grand Arena. Balin would destroy this version of an Ahsoka team because we have Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum here. But the main Ahsoka team here, you want to have Ezra here. He prevents attacking out of turn. He has resilient defense as well. He has a massive a buff. He has a massive cleanse. He heals as well. He'll call the target ally to attack, assist, and he cleanses them, turn meter and stuff like that. Ezra really lifts Ahsoka, so if you don't have Ezra, you're going to be struggling a little bit, especially if the enemy player has Balin. They could easily use Balin to destroy this version of Ahsoka team, but with Ezra, it's much different. And with Ezra too, they nerfed Ezra before because you were able to use Ezra plug and play, especially using him with Rey or with other teams. And he was gotten to a point where he was so broken in the game that now he's only doing all those cool things, but just with Spectres only. So it's like these two were made for each other now. Like, they're inseparable. You can't be throwing Ezra with a Rey team or throwing Ezra with a JML team or doing Ezra with this, that, and the third. Nah. They nerfed him to the ground. He's only good with Ahsoka. It's all Spectre allies. And Ahsoka needs Ezra, and Ezra has to belong with Ahsoka. So it's like they literally belong with each other now. So yeah, this is the main team that you want to have with Ahsoka. This is the main team. If you're going to be unlocking Ahsoka, make sure you're farming Ezra as soon as possible, because if you don't have Ezra, you're gonna end up being with this team, and this is okay, but it's not the best. It's not good as this. But yeah. Other than that, there's Grand Arena Omnicrons here for Ezra. There's TW Omnicrons for Sabine and General Syndulla. There's also a TB Omnicron for Hu Yang. But that's TB though. If you're more on the competitive side for TW and Grand Arena, slap on these Omnicrons. They make the team much better too. But yeah, that's really about it for Ahsoka here. We discussed the team comps, we discussed the mods, the modding, we discussed the Zeta order, and we discussed the relic recommendations and the speed threshold which you should have for Ahsoka. But yes, overall, Ahsoka is one of the best Galactic Legends for defense. Offensive, she's not really there compared to somebody like Kylo or JMK or even Sith Eternal. Sith Eternal is probably considerably the worst Galactic Legend in the entire game, but at least he can do more than Ahsoka. Like, all you have to do is just do Sith Eternal with Wat Tambor, and he could do a lot more on offense, and you get better banners too on offense. But yeah, She's more of a defensive GL. We already stated that. But without further ado, if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe as usual. I'm Insidious. Thanks for watching. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace. Later.